left, left, right, left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left, left, left.
Master. Good morning. The blessing of the Lord is upon you. At this time, we turn our hearts to the Lord in prayer. Lord, you have been Anguilla's dwelling place in all generations. Before our hills were born, or before you had birthed the earth, and you had given birth to this nation, even from everlasting to everlasting, you are God. We have gathered this morning, as we have done in the past, to give thanks to you for your manifold blessings, which we are collectively witnessing and enjoying. You have been good to this nation, and your mercies endure forever. Eternal Sustainer, thank you for giving us this precious opportunity to commemorate the 56th anniversary of the Anguilla Revolution. We give thanks for the many people in this land and across the diaspora who, through their skills, knowledge, talents, and resources, contribute to national development. At this time, Lord, we specifically offer prayers for our leaders, past and present. God, grant them wisdom, grace, good health, strength, and provision as they carry out your assignment in serving our people. We also remember the people of this fair land. Teach us to number our years, that we may cultivate and bring to you a heart of wisdom. Teach us again, O God, how to live in love and unity. Turn, O Lord, from your fierce anger and be compassionate toward us. May the heart and soul of Anguilla be surrendered to you. Satisfy us with your loving kindness, that we may rejoice and be glad in our years. Let the favor of the Lord our God be upon us. This ceremony is in your hands. We crave and earnestly ask for your presence to rest on all present on the grounds and listening to us via various media platforms. Thank you for all the presentations that will be done decently and in order. We thank you for hearing our prayers. We thank you for answering them, and we give you all praise in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
comprises of members of the Royal Anguilla Police Force, the Anguilla Cadet Corps, JTR Services, members from the Pathfinders, Boys Brigade, Guides and Drowners, under the command of Captain Junior Neville Hamilton and the open order, ready to wait in your inspection. Sir! Sir, may I have your permission to stand in parade at ease? Police! Stand fast! Remainers! Stand!
No. The Honorable Premier Minister of Finance, Health and Economic Development, Dr. Ellis Webster and Mistress Webster. The Honorable Speaker of the Anguilla House of Assembly, Mistress Barbara Webster Bourne and Mr. Bourne. The Honorable Deputy Governor, Mr. Perrin Bradley and Mistress Bradley. The Honorable Minister of Home Affairs, Lands and Physical Planning, Mr. Kenneth Hodge and Mistress Hodge. The Honorable Minister of Infrastructure, Communication, Utilities, Housing and Tourism, Mr. Hayden Hughes. The Honorable Minister of Social Development and Education, Ms. Deanne Kentish Rogers. The Honorable Minister of Sustainability, Innovation and the Environment, Mistress Quincy Gums Mary. The Honorable Leader of the Opposition, Mistress Cora Richardson Hodge and Mr. Hodge. The Honorable Justice Omen Moyes. The Honorable Elected Member and Parliamentary Secretary, Mr. Merrick Richardson and Mistress Richardson. The Honorable Elected Member, Mr. Cardigan Connor. The Honorable Elected Member, Mr. Jose Van Vool. The Honorable Elected Member, Mistress Shelia Rogers Webster and Mr. Webster. The Honorable Elected Member, Mr. Kyle Hodge and Mistress Hodge. The Honorable Attorney General, Mr. Dwight Hosford. We have some members from St. Martin. The Honorable Prime Minister, Silveria Jacobs from Dutch St. Martin. The Minister of Justice, the Honorable Anna Richardson and their delegation. We also have from French St. Martin, President Louis Mussington and his delegation. We have the former Premier, former Chief Minister and other former members of the House of Assembly, the High Court Registrar, Mistress Vonette Richardson Richards and Mr. Richards, the Senior Magistrate, Mr. Keithley Benjamin. We have all permanent secretaries that are present, the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Robert Clark, heads of department and statutory bodies, members of the Public Service Commission, the 2023 honorees. Ladies and gentlemen, uniformed bodies, welcome to the 56th Anguilla Day ceremony.
Thank you.
Now that we have that out of the way, some of you may know that I do a little teaching during the day, so I like to interact with those in front of me. So, just a quick question. What fruits do we have in Anguilla right now that are in season? Mangoes, what else? Cherries, papayas, someone said papayas. Let me see the hands of those who love mangoes. I see some hands are down. What if I told you I had some mangoes in my car? Just an interesting question though. Do you know how many mango trees are in Anguilla? At least one. I like that answer. I hope you didn't think I had an answer because I don't, right? But let's talk about mangoes for a bit, right? So everyone likes mangoes. And one of the hidden treasures beyond what was mentioned about a mango is the seed left behind after the flesh is eaten. This seed is very resilient and may have issues germinating. However, once placed in the right conditions and a bit of luck, the mango seed can germinate and grow into a mango tree. In cases when this is successful, a mango tree grown from a seed can take about 7 to 10 years before it sees its first full batch of mangoes. However, as time goes on, a mango tree can produce at least 200 to 300 mangoes per season, and as it matures, it is expected to produce more. Now follow me here. The revolution was the mango seed that was planted. Just imagine the number of Anguillians involved in the process of protecting that seed, making decisions that ultimately led to a time where the seed could be planted, where these Anguillians could patiently water that seed daily, fighting to develop into a tree every second of the day, every single year, sacrificing their free time to ensure that the next generation of Anguillians had an opportunity to have a better quality of life so that they could be around for another season to continue the growth and development of this mango tree, in hopes that its fruits will come together to form forests of prosperity. We can use mangoes to symbolize ourselves as individuals, products of the 56-year-old Anguilla Revolution tree, beautiful in our special way. Don't we look all beautiful today? The young men look handsome? Yeah. Within us, we have a seed waiting to be planted through our service to others. A service unique to each individual that is given by God and is our gift from the Creator to be presented to the world. A service that we should not take for granted. A service that we are only able to provide to others because of those who fought for us in the revolution. A service that may often call for us to give of our free time to help others the way those before us did. Hurricanes, recessions, violence, and other acts can temporarily damage our mango tree, but as resilient as the mango seed is, so is the mango tree. Through the seasons, they may seem to be a bit more unproductive than some other seasons, but we must continue to band together, united by our resilience and deep roots for nature and our seeds of service to produce forests that would allow us to overcome any adversity as a nation. I am reminded of the Greek proverb that says, "As society grows great, when old men plant trees in whose shade they know they shall never sit." We may never get to sit under these trees of service that we plant. We may never know what it's like to feel how cool it is under a tree that we planted with its wonderful leaves, or to even taste the fruit. But like the Anguillians before us, who provided their services for us Anguillians who exist today, so we too must do the same for those to come. As we celebrate the 56th year of the Anguilla Revolution, we must admit that we are young in comparison to other countries. So much so that we have not reached the age of retirement yet, unless we swap the 5 and 6 in 56 to 65. Hopefully we caught that one. And as I welcome you to this ceremony, I would like to ask you, what is your vision for Anguilla? What services do you intend to plant? What would you like your mango tree for Anguilla to be? As you join us today in our celebration, whether you are here or overseas, always remember, no matter where we roam or where we stay, we are the new age Anguillians, whether by birth, through naturalization, at heart, or through the love for this country. We are products of a revolution, and as we pay homage to those before us today, we must remember to create a lasting legacy that will stretch beyond our lifetimes for this generation and generations to come. Just like the love of mango spreads generation to the world, we need to do the same for generations to generations. So it is my pleasure to welcome you to the Anguilla Day ceremony. Thank you. I would like to call on our dear Governor, Governor Delaney, Daniel Selvaratnam. I know this day is a special day for you.
Good morning. Adopting the protocol as established, I wish you all a blessed and joyous Anguilla Day. Anguilla Day is a time set aside rightly to remember, to celebrate, and to take pride in not only achievements, but also in the values that join Anguillians together as a people. Anguilla is a nation of proud, community-minded people. Over the past 2.5 years, I have had the honour of serving as your governor. I have witnessed countless examples of how the strength and resilience of our community is the backbone of this nation. I've had the privilege of meeting and working with so many dedicated people, and across all communities, I have seen admirable commitment to national development and unwavering support in driving charitable endeavours. It is without a doubt that with 56 years behind her, Anguilla continues to embrace the vision of the founding fathers and mothers who fought for the perseverance of the Anguillan identity, who saw Anguilla's potential and had a clear vision of the port to which they successfully sailed and anchored this great nation. As we remember, my thoughts and prayers are with all families who have lost loved ones this year. I take this moment to recognise the contributions they each made over their lifetime as members of our community. As for our leaders 56 years ago, and for our leaders within our communities today, we are tasked with being problem solvers, of establishing trust and confidence, encouraging creativity and driving innovation. We must accept this role with dignity and grace. In good times and when challenges may seem near impossible, inspiration to move forward can be taken from the actions and sacrifices of the founding fathers and mothers of this nation, and from the people we see every day who are putting their love and belief in Anguilla above all else. I do believe, as it has done to date, this strong foundation of community identity, of strength and resilience will continue to carry Anguilla through all challenges that it may face, be it economic, environmental or societal. Tackling the present challenge of ensuring the safety of this precious island requires that strength of community to come forth. Now more than ever, a strong relationship between the police, partner agencies and our communities that we serve is of critical importance. As we engage and establish trust in the sharing of information, the room for activity that may threaten our island's safety will reduce. We recognise today leaders of all forms from across our communities, and in particular celebrate our honorees who are ambassadors of service, of community care and pride. It is this strength of service that is felt so keenly across the island that makes Anguilla, Anguilla. The Archbishop of Canterbury said during the coronation ceremony of King Charles III, "We crown a king to serve. The King of Kings, Jesus Christ, was anointed not to be served, but to serve. He creates the unchangeable law of good authority, that with the privilege of power comes the duty to serve. As I conclude my service to you as your governor, I would like to thank you all for your warm embrace and for sharing your strength and pride of community with me as I delivered my duties and obligations as your governor. I gave an oath to serve the people of Anguilla, and I sought to do this with devoted commitment and care. I appreciate deeply your unwavering support over my term of office. It has been a sincere honour to serve, and I will miss you. As I say goodbye, I wish each of you all the best as you drive forward with strength and resilience the continued prosperity of this beautiful and precious island that I hold dear to my heart. Happy Anguilla Day.
Thank you. May God bless you and be with you as you journey on. God bless you.
Let's give another round of applause for our governor. And like she said, we're here to celebrate the service that those before us has given. We would like to call forward the Anglican Youth Combined Choir as they sing for us People Like You by Gramps Morgan in honor of our honorees and heroes and heroines for the Anguilla Day and the revolution 56 years ago. Please give them a round of applause as they come forward.
If you give a little more than you take, and if you try to fix more than you break, if you're the kind who takes the time to help a stranger in the rain, there's a place for people like you. If you stand up for those down on their knees and lend a voice to those who cannot speak, if you shine a 'cause there's a place up there for people like you. Out of many, we are one people.
The musicians, everybody, singers, it was great. I would like to call forward the Honorable Leader of the Opposition, Mistress Cora Richardson Hodge, to give her address.
Good morning to all. Can we give another round of applause to our Anglican Youth Choir? Wonderful job. It is my pleasure to bring greetings and deliver this presentation to you today, Anguilla Day 2023. Let me first wish a hearty congratulations to this year's honorees. Thank you for your contribution to the development of Anguilla. Fellow Anguillians, home and abroad, residents of and visitors to Anguilla, as I stand here, it is not lost on me that we, every single Anguillian, present and future, stand on the shoulders of those who came before. And I am humbled by the fact that we, men and women, mothers and fathers, leaders of today and those of tomorrow, are simply stewards of this great land of ours. We are charged with preserving the critical aspects of our Anguillian culture and our Anguillian way of life, while at the same time advancing our country to ensure that we achieve prosperity, security, and peace. The goal of our stewardship must be to leave our country in a better position than when we met it. The vision must be that our people are better off than they were before. And so, every decision must be towards the achievement of that goal. This is how we forge towards a common destiny. This is how we can ensure that Anguilla is proud and strong in 2023 and beyond. I listened to the joyous singing of the youth choir on Sunday afternoon at the Anguilla Day Ecumenical Service. The choir as a whole was amazing. And I was struck by not only the words of the Anguilla revolutionary song, "We're out to build a new Anguilla," but by the heartfelt way in which our young boys and girls delivered the song. The words of the final verse of the song in particular struck a chord with me. It says, and I quote, "God has a plan for every man, for me as well as you, to rebuild our little island till it's all together new. So men of purpose, come along, there's work for us to do, with Christ, our pioneer," end quote. The development of any country comes with its unique set of challenges, and Anguilla is no different. We survey the landscape of our country, and we see and understand that our challenges are both external and internal. Negative factors such as drugs, gangs, violence, greed, corruption, envy, can all indeed spoil our island's name. There is therefore much work to be done as we forge ahead. as we collectively battle the negative forces that threaten to overtake our island, let us each do our part to be the change that we want to see. Let us set the example for others to follow. Happy 56th Anguilla Day to each and every one of you. Thank you.
We'll have a rendition of medley of Anguillan music from Via Music. Those of you who know Via, he's a very serious musician. He takes his work very seriously, as well as his band. They are very detailed with the music that they do. So I hope you enjoy what they have to present to us today. Come forward. Give him a round of applause as he comes forward.
A pleasant good morning to each and everyone. And I want to say happy Anguilla Day to you all. These songs that we're about to do are a few of Anguilla's very own. And we, of course, we do things a little differently. So we have a little spin to it. And hope that you enjoy.
A better way of living for our people than it was from a natural instinct led by the power of God. My chief interest was not to run a country, but to develop our country so that the people of Anguilla could become professionals in a field of their own choice, and to create a society founded upon moral principles and positive aspirations, moving them upward and forward. I knew from experience that a society does not prosper unless all the people experience improvement, so that when the economic rising tide floats the biggest of both, it must float the small one as well. Fairness on all sides must be the hallmark.
Sun, moon, and stars and beautiful seas. Anguilla is where I want to be. There is no place in this whole wide world. Anguilla's the only place for me. White sand and turquoise seas, beauty and tranquility, friendly faces everywhere you go. Anguilla, I love you so. Call it paradise, 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 paradise. Sun, moon and stars and beautiful seas. Anguilla is where I want to be. And there is no place in this whole wide world. Anguilla's the only place for me. If you know the songs, don't be shy, you can sing along. Many people in life are not successful. From the first setbacks, they become doubtful. Their self-esteem is at an all-time low. To overcome, they just don't know. These words of wisdom are now imparted to the desperate heart, to men a broken heart. You must believe in yourself more than anyone else. You can be what you want to be if you have determination and honesty. Oh, reach for the stars. The sky is the limit. Reach for the stars. Tell yourself you can do it. The road won't be easy, though it is necessary. Life is not a bed of roses, but rather mountains of challenges. Everybody sing with me, sing with me. And will I reach for the stars? The sky is the limit. Reach for the stars. Tell yourself you can do it. The road won't be easy, though it is necessary. Life is not a bed of roses, but rather mountains of challenges. Oh, reach for the stars. Oh, reach for the stars. And will I reach for the stars? Reach for the stars. We're not done, we're not done. Thank you. But this next song that we're about to do is one of my very own songs. It goes by the name Calling on You. And I wrote this song during the pandemic. I just need you to listen to the words, right? The world is sinking fast, quicksand. I don't know if I could withstand. There's trouble on every corner. It's best to stay inside. Why try to build my future without you by my side? Now I'm calling on you, to do what only you can do. I'm calling on you, 'cause I'm just a man who understands that I can't, but you can. So I'm calling, oh Jah. Think that they can conquer it all. Ooh. And they stop holding your hand and soon comes to fall. Some sick and dying, our hearts are crying. We need you more than before, and there's no denying. I'm calling on you, to do what only you can do. Calling, yeah. I'm calling on you, 'cause I'm just a man who understands that I can't, but you can. So I'm calling, oh Jah. We got to be wise and fight the fight. Oh yeah, oh yeah. We're closer than we realize. Could be tonight. When the darkness fades and the skies turn bright, give thanks when you open your eyes. Our destinies in the hands of the Most High. We're calling on you, to do what only you can do. Calling, yeah. So we're calling on you, 'cause we understand. Men and women and children, we can, but you can. So we're calling, oh Jah. Yeah. Jah, we need you. We need you only. So I'm calling. Jah, we need you. I'm calling on you, 'cause we're only human. In the midst of confusion, there's hope for today. So we're calling. Never before, no, oh Jah. Can you stand beside me, be my light? So I'm calling on you, yes you. We're gonna make it, yes. We're gonna make it through. Happy Anguilla Day to each and everyone.
Coming from a music background, man, I can appreciate those songs those guys are doing. I hope you guys can appreciate that as well too. So similar to how the Honorable Cora had inspiration from music, I hope we had some inspiration from via music. Give them a round of applause again. I saw everyone was meditating on the words that he was saying. I would like to call forward the Honorable Premier, Dr. Ellis Webster, to give us his address.
Adopting the protocol already established, I want to wish you a good morning and a happy Anguilla Day. His Majesty King Charles III sent his warmest congratulations and best wishes, along with other Caribbean leaders. Today we have with us our cousins from across the water in St. Martin and St. Martin, the Prime Minister and the President. It's so good to have you here. It shows that we continue to be cousins in this same region. And certainly we know that the father of the nation, the Honorable James Ronald Webster, lived in St. Martin, and he was inspired by the works of Clem Labego and Claude Watty that sent him back home to try to make this land of ours what it should be. I want to wish special greetings to Her Excellency Governor Delaney Daniel Sevaratnam. I hope this is not the last time I'm calling your name, Governor, whose last ceremonial event in Anguilla is today as she leaves soon for the Turks and Caicos Islands. I wish to thank you, Your Excellency, on behalf of the government and the people of Anguilla for your dedicated service to and on behalf of Anguilla. And we wish you all the best in TCI. Amen. I wish to congratulate today's honorees who have made outstanding contributions to this country. Anguilla owes you a debt of gratitude. I wish a warm welcome to our new Commissioner of Police, Mr. Robert Clark, and wish him all success here in Anguilla as he leads the Royal Anguilla Police Force. I wish to welcome my wife, Dr. Marjorie Webster. Welcome the members of my family, my brothers who are here. My Aunt Violet, who is a revolutionary hero, cousins and friends. I wish to acknowledge the ministers and members of my cabinet, the permanent secretaries and other public servants who work tirelessly for Anguilla. I wish to thank the uniformed groups. They always represent us well as they parade on the field. And today, the cadets showed us all up. I appreciate their drilling. And it made me jealous because I know the Pathfinders next year will want to compete. I remember those days. I want to thank you, the people, for being here today because Anguilla Day is always emotional for me. And when you played the voice and the words of the late father of the nation, that was really moving. And certainly the music and the songs today are appropriate. And they take us back to what our forefathers must have been thinking 56 years ago, forging towards a common destiny. Anguilla proud and strong in 2023. This is our theme for this 56th anniversary of Anguilla Day. The father of the nation, the Honorable James Ronald Webster, wrote in his book, Revolutionary Leader, the old Anguilla with its multiple social, economic, and political difficulties, is in the past. And what has emerged is a new Anguilla with a bright future for its people. A far cry from the dirt roads, lack of electricity and water services, poor economic and depressed social status. Our people are free and happy. They live comfortably, have great faith in the future, and look at the island with pride as it moves ahead, building an enviable heritage for future generations. This is the vision that our revolutionary heroes had for Anguilla. This is the common destiny they sacrificed for. Mr. Webster further defined that common destiny, where he stated, where all generations of our people could live with dignity and self-respect, where they have opportunity to not only make a living, but become prosperous. And Anguilla, where its entire people experience improvement based on fairness and integrity, so that when the rising tide floats the largest ships, it must float the small boats as well. And we come here each year to remind ourselves of the courage and sacrifice of our forebears who refused to waver in their persistence and determination. We come here each year not to lament the past, but to find a message of hope, a message of triumph. Time and time again, these men and women struggled and sacrificed and worked so that we might have a better life. As proud and strong people, they determined to weather any storm, to overcome any obstacle, to face every challenge, come what may, to fulfill their destiny. Anguilla was forced into associated statehood where full powers of internal self-rule rested in the hands of a dictatorial central government in St. Kitts. It was this arrangement, coupled with the lack of satisfactory guarantees for the island, that led to the Anguilla Revolution. Anguilla was kept subordinate administratively and economically to St. Kitts. There was no electricity, no running water, telephones, proper health facilities, educational opportunities, airport, or paved roads. The Anguilla Revolution can be summed up as a group of ordinary citizens fighting for survival. It was on a Tuesday, just like this one 56 years ago, when the Anguilla Revolution officially started, although there had been acts of defiance prior to that day in 1967. Anguilla Day is the bridge between past and future. It reinforces the bridge between Anguillians everywhere. We are not mere insulated beings without relation to the past or to the future. We live in the past by knowledge of its history, and in the future by hope, aspiration, and anticipation. I want us to be proud of our heritage, proud of our forebears, proud of our progress, and proud of our people. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Anguillians, we control our own destiny, where we came from, and where we are headed. We have inherited the course charted by our forebears. To visualize destiny, think about walking a path. The different qualities we possess and the decisions we make contribute to where we end up. Evangelist Billy Graham said, "It is your decisions and not your circumstance that determines your destiny." Our destiny is the sum result of all the choices we make. Anguilla is a feel-good story. We are proud and strong in 2023. And with the financial and technical assistance of the United Kingdom and donations from some of our good corporate citizens, we are recovering from the negative impact of internal and external shocks, such as natural disasters and pandemics. We now have declining debt, a thriving bank following the demise of our two indigenous banks, improved and enhanced healthcare services, free healthcare for Anguillians 70 years and older. Thank you. An improved Valley Main Road and Airport Road, a new ferry terminal, airport enhancement accommodating direct commercial flights from the U.S. mainland, a minimum wage proposal which is in its final stages, food security programs, including fishing and farming projects such as fish stock survey, aquaponics, and greenhouse and vertical farming, the Blue Belt program, the Blue Anguilla Task Force for developing the blue and green economy, sports development, including improving current facilities, seeking new facilities such as tracks for athletics and drag racing, and a basketball stadium in Blowing Point. A business incubator program to incentivize the creative or orange economy, a popular school lunch program, improving primary school facilities, and completing the new Albina Lake Hodge Comprehensive School so that students can finally get off the split shift system. But we still have far to go, including a new airport terminal and extended runway, repair of the water network, transition to renewable energy, consumer protection, and price control. And we still have work to do. We have to care for those who have not benefited from the progress which has been made in Anguilla, and for our youth who feel disenfranchised. We must give them a sense of ownership and belonging. And yes, we have to deal with increasing gun crime and violence. And this requires all of us working together: schools, churches, civic organizations, the police, government, and the community. We need all hands on deck. To reach this common destiny will take a united people with a unity of purpose. There is no challenge that we cannot overcome together. And with unity and a deep sense of purpose, we must be confident that a united community, working together, striving together, can achieve the dreams and aspirations of its entire people. But we must resist distractions and resist division. And we have a choice. We can choose to be divided or to be united. And the energy we expend opposing each other just to be different will derail or defer our destiny. Fellow Anguillians, our destiny is in our own hands. We can shape our destiny by hard work and perseverance. Common destiny is to reach our highest potential. We can be the gem of the Caribbean with a thriving, diversified economy, and the Costa Rica of the Caribbean with our focus on preserving the environment and battling climate change. Our thinking and actions could be passionate, but should always be positive. If we make the right decisions and act according to what we want, nothing can stop us. And Anguilla reimagined, economically resilient, socially inclusive, and fiscally responsible. Together, we can overcome even the worst of circumstances with ego out of the way and God on our side. If I read the temper of our people correctly, we now realize, as we have never realized before, our interdependence on each other. That we cannot merely take, but we must give as well. That if we are to go forward, we must be willing to sacrifice for the good of a common discipline. Because without such discipline, no progress is made. No leadership becomes effective. We dare not forget today that we are the heirs of the revolution. The torch has been passed to a new generation. We must be unwilling to undo the progress which has been made. We must be willing to pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe, to assure the survival and success of this country. In your hands, my fellow Anguillians, more than mine or those of this administration, will rest the final success or failure of this country. We struggle against many enemies, the worst of which are greed and self-interest. Regarding our youth, The only thing they have to look forward to is hope. And we have to give them hope. Hope for a better world. Hope for a better tomorrow. Hope for a better place to come to. Hope that all will be all right. Because without hope, it means that we would have given up and would have lost this land for which our forefathers fought. And for as much as government can do and must do, it is ultimately the faith and determination of the Anguillan people upon which our country relies. For every major turning point in Anguillan history, creative leaders, right for the times, and uniquely suited to the task, assumed the mantle of leadership. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "Great social change can only be achieved through unified effort." And one of the great liabilities of history is that all too many people fail to participate through great periods of social change. Every society has its protectors of the status quo and its fraternities of the indifferent, who are notorious for being spectators on the sidelines of a revolution. But today, our very survival depends on our ability to stay engaged, to adjust to new ideas, to remain vigilant, and to face the challenge of change. We have gone too far now to turn back. We cannot afford to turn back. The future of our children depends on us. The future of Anguilla depends on us. And like our forebears, we stand at the crossroads of history, a proud, strong, and resilient people, able to tackle any problem, willing to make any sacrifice for this country of ours. We are at a point where finally we can say that our administering power is engaged and contributing to our stability, development, and economic resilience. So let us rise today with a greater readiness. Let us stand with a greater determination. Let us move on in these days of challenge, to make Anguilla what it ought to be. And we have an opportunity to make Anguilla a better nation. Let us be able to say, like Mr. Webster, the old Anguilla, with its multiple social, economic, and political difficulties, is in the past. And what has emerged is a new Anguilla with a bright future for all its people. Our people are free and happy. They live comfortably, have great faith in the future, and look at the island with pride as it moves ahead, building an enviable heritage for future generations. This is my wish today. Let us forge towards that common destiny, ensuring that Anguilla remains proud and strong, endeavoring to be free. Have a happy, healthy, and safe Anguilla Day. May God bless you, and may God continue to bless Anguilla. Thank you. Thank you.
Ordinary citizens fighting for survival. United people can achieve the dream and the gem of the Caribbean they can become. Some things to take away from that speech. We want to thank the Premier for his speech to us. On that note, we would like to recognize some of the people who contributed to this path that we are on now. I would like to first bring forward Mr. Valentine Ruan. Oh, sorry. We'd like to call the Premier forward, as well as the Governor. Miss Anguillas, can you come forward as well too? Probably go over on this side. How you doing? You good? No, I'm just ringing in. Mr. Valentine Ruan, also known as Bobby of Pond Ground East End, was a foot soldier in the Anguilla Revolution. He He helped to guard the beaches at night to prevent invasion and was among the freedom fighters at the airport to expel the St. Kitts police from Anguilla. He went to sea with several Anguillan men, plus 3 USA mercenaries, on a mission to overthrow the St. Kitts government. Mr. Valentine Ruan was the engineer of the boat. So not only was he trusted to guard the sea and the shores of Anguilla, he was also responsible for the lives of those who were at sea. Because remember what it said, he was the engineer. So if anything went wrong, he would have been the one to fix that and ensure everyone got back home safely. Please give him a round of applause. We'd like to call Mr. Neiman Webster forward. Mr. Neiman Webster of Island Harbor was one of the foot soldiers as well in the Anguilla Revolution who participated in revolutionary protests and also guarded the beaches of Anguilla. During the early morning of 19th March 1969, when British paratroopers invaded Anguilla, Mr. Neiman Webster rode his motorcycle to the valley and was captured by British parachuters. Now, one of the things that caught my attention with his story is that he had to stand for 4 hours with his hands in the air, being questioned. Now, we've been here sitting for 2 hours, and I'm sure most of us want to go home already. So imagine standing for 4 hours, not just standing, with your hands in the air. Free service to Anguilla. We have Mistress Bernice Lewis. Her daughter, Nicola Webster, will come forward to receive this for her. The late nurse Bernice Lewis was a health professional who began her career as a pupil nurse at the Cottage Hospital. Once she gained her accomplishment, she continued to serve at the Cottage Hospital. As a staff nurse, she moved up the ranks to a theater nurse, a nurse midwife, and later a community nurse. She was appointed matron at the Cottage Hospital in 1979. In that position, she was able to mold and mentor younger nurses and assist in honing their skills. She ended up in the Albina Lake Hodge Comprehensive School, focusing on self-care and family life education, and was able to connect easily with students and make a positive impact. She did not stop there. After her retirement, she continued to serve her community by providing assistance with the care and medical needs of the elderly. She used to have people by her home teaching them various skills. Again, another Anguillian providing free service so that we could grow and develop the nation. All right, so the next person, we would like to call Mr. Kefensi Davis to come forward as he will receive award for Mistress Serene Carter Davis. So Nurse Serene is a veteran in the nursing profession. From 1977 to 2013. Does anyone know how long that was? I'll let you work that out. She was dedicated to service as a nursing professional for the Anguilla government as well as the Health Authority of Anguilla. She rose through the ranks in the profession through her excellent patient care, level of expertise, and her commitment to lifelong learning. She moved from a staff nurse to chief nursing officer, director of health services quality management, which she held for 14 years. She was instrumental in the establishment of the renal dialysis unit and ensured the initial nurses were trained as dialysis staff. She's still active in her local church, and she also continues to make policies on health for Anguilla. We would like to call forward Mary Hosford to receive an award for Mr. Evans Harrigan. Mr. Evans Harrigan is the last surviving member of the first Anguilla Council of 1972 to 1976. He willingly served without remuneration. That means he served without pay, and persuaded others to do the same. He also served on the Constitutional Committee and was able to make a meaningful contribution towards Anguilla's constitutional advancement. And he also used his skills in the construction of roads, schools, and other government buildings, and supervised a team of approximately 30 employees who he convinced to join him in paying 2% of their wages back to the government. He was a pioneer for free service and giving back financially to Anguilla. While he was able, he also willingly shared his knowledge and skills with young people interested in learning trade. Again, another Anguillian providing services to Anguilla. We'd like to call forward Mr. Seymour Hodge. Mr. Seymour Hodge is a charter and past president of the Anguilla Progressive Association of New York, which was instrumental in raising funds to support various causes in Anguilla, and is still the Anguilla liaison for the organization. Through the involvement in the Rotary Club, he was able to provide several initiatives to find funds for Anguillians. These were for notable things such as ICT access for students, access to facilities for disabled students, and school repairs. He can be seen as a financial foot soldier for locals.
Thank you, Mr. Hurd, for your service to our country at home and abroad.
And we would like to call forward Mistress Judith Gums. Mr. Judith Gums is a health professional with a remarkable nursing career. Beginning at age 18, she worked for the government of Anguilla for almost 10 years as a nursing assistant, and having obtained the requisite qualifications, climbed the ranks, becoming a certified nursing assistant. She became a registered nurse, registered midwife, and a clinical teacher. Now, after completing a course in care of the elderly and recognizing the scarcity of elderly care homes in Anguilla, she built Just Tender Care in Northside. So she basically discovered what she wanted to contribute to our society and was able to do that. And she still came back during the COVID pandemic to help as well with the healthcare system. All right, we want to give a round of applause for all the honorees. We could do better than that, come on. Yeah. These are the services that they provided for us so we could be here today. All right, today in our midst, we have the Anguilla Queen Pageant contestants, as well as the talented teen contestants. Can you all please stand, please? This is their first public appearance, so can you give them a lovely round of applause? We want to wish them all the best, safe practice, and make the best of this experience. Give them another round of applause, please. We'll now have a special presentation by Miss Erenaya Hodge from the First Baptist Christian Preschool. Please give her a round of applause. Governor Delaney, can you please come forward? All right, we would also like to call forward Mrs. Webster. Give her a round of applause as she comes forward. Let's go, Erenaya. Round of applause for this brave young lady. All right, so we had some Anguilla Day competitions, and we have some winners that we are gonna find out today. So the Anguilla Day Dance Off, the winner is the Classic Academy of Dance. Yeah. The Anguilla Day Facebook Video Challenge, the winner is Solid Jacobs. And the Anguilla Day Door Decoration Competition, in third place we have Mistress Dolinelle Bess. Second place, the Learning Hub. And first place, Miss Monique Webster. So all winners should contact the Ministry of Sustainability, Innovation, and the Environment to claim their prizes. You can email them at anguilla.day@gov.ai. anguilla.day@gov.ai. So we have a presentation for Anguilla Enhancement Project Award for Most Patriotic Village, the Most Patriotic Village. Anyone has any idea who they think would have won that? We would like to call forward Ms. Nakishma Rogers, assisted by Mr. Nyamke Brooks. The Anguilla Enhancement Project is an eco-friendly and cultural nonprofit organization that promotes the preservation of Anguilla's natural environment and culture through various activities and an annual competition dubbed the Best Village in Anguilla competition. This year, the AEP declared the month of May 2023 its month of national patriotic pride and encourage all the villages registered for the Best Village competition to use the month of May to display symbols and expressions of patriotism throughout their respective villages. Today, the AEP is awarding one of its villages with a prize for Most Patriotic Village for 2023-2024, which is co-sponsored by the Anguilla Tourist Board. The winning village had various displays of national colors and Anguilla flags throughout the village. However, the most patriotic display was at the roundabout, where residents of the area conspicuously decorated and painted this public space with Anguilla's national colors. The recipient of the Most Patriotic Village in Anguilla Award 2023 to 2024 is the village of Shoal Bay. At this time, we invite a representative from the Anguilla Tourist Board, AEP President, Ms. Nakishma Rajas, and member, Mr. Nyamke Brooks, to come forward for the presentation of this award, as well as the Honorable Mrs. Shelia Rajas Webster, and a community representative who will be accepting this award.
Put your hands together.
Please give him another round of applause. Did anyone get to take a picture of that? You got to take a picture? All right. All right. We would like to thank the Office of the Honorable Premier, the Ministry of Sustainability, Innovation and the Environment, Executive Council, the Anguilla National Celebrations Committee, the Anguilla Honors and Awards Committee, the Royal Anguilla Police Force, Anguilla Cadet Co-ops, Uniform Organization, Milestones Anguilla, Cheddy's Enterprises, Titanium Audio Visual, Pastor Randy R.S. Carty, Miss Anguilla 1976 and Miss Anguilla 2019 to 2023. Department of Information Technology and E-Government Services, the 2023 honorees, via music, the Anglican Youth Combined Choir, the media, protocol officers and ushers, 5-Star Media, Ms. Tamara Richardson, the Health Authority of Anguilla, the Anguilla Red Cross, and Aranel Water. My name is Conlai Gums, and it was a pleasure having you guys here today. I hope you enjoy the service. Thank you very much.
By the right.